But we're halfway through what has been a week full of adversity for thousands in Northwest Arkansas. Good afternoon and thanks for choosing us as the ones to trust for your news and weather. I'm Jurnee Taylor. It's been a long recovery process, but each day we're learning more about the powerful storms that turned some areas upside down. Here's what we know as of today. The National Weather Service confirmed 2 EF3 tornadoes touched down with damaging winds of up to 140 miles an hour. Governor Sanders has spent some time surveying the damage, and today FEMA will be on site as they look through what's left behind. Anyone wanting to offer relief in the form of donations, that info is posted on our website, thv11.com. And in the midst of uncertainty, it's not just humans that are without a safe place to sleep, because pets are also feeling the burden of what it feels like to be without a home. However, one business is stepping up by offering a free animal shelter for families up north unable to house their pets.
Doesn't matter about the labor hours that we're putting in. What matters is that we can help people who really need it right now. So we have electricity, we have shelter for your dogs, and we have great staff that's willing to put in extra man hours and help.
The owners of the Roof Inn Doggy Daycare also has a microchip reader on hand for anyone with lost dogs or cats. In other parts of the state, severe weather is posing a threat to some farmers as they deal with a major setback. Storms rode through last Friday, bringing in massive baseball-sized hail in areas like Slovak. One farmer is left to deal with ruined crops like soybeans and rice, all of which needs to be regrown. And it's a setback that's putting people in a tough situation.
You try to get to the finish line, and I got to the finish line, but now do I have to go back and redo? And I don't like redos.
He added that while it doesn't look good, he still is waiting to see if his soybeans survived. As for consumers, experts say this should not impact prices at the store.
And out there today, we have lots of sunshine. Clouds will be on the increase through this afternoon. We'll have a small chance it could be a pop-up shower storm. Most locations will stay dry. Temperatures have warmed up into the mid-80s in many areas just because of all that sun. Where the clouds are moving in, temperatures are into the upper 70s in Fort Smith and Mena. Those clouds are producing a few showers already at this time. Take a look at the radar. They're making their way through Oklahoma, trying to build their way into Fort Smith. And our chance of a pop-up shower thunderstorm will be in play through this afternoon into this evening. Not everybody's going to see the rain, and we're not expecting any severe weather with this round. So highs today, they'll be warming up into the mid, possibly upper 80s in some locations, staying into the low 80s with more clouds into West Arkansas. But we are still locked in an unsettled weather pattern. Expect more rounds of showers and thunderstorms going throughout the rest of the work week and also into the weekend. I'll have all the details you need to know coming up.
All right, Nathan, thank you. Final remarks are out of the way, which means there's just one thing left to do in former President Donald Trump's hush money trial. Michael George has the very latest as the jury deliberates.
The fate of former President Donald Trump is now in the hands of a New York City jury.
Mother Teresa could not beat those charges, but we'll see. We'll see how we do.
Judge Juan Merchan began the day by issuing crucial instructions to the jurors, laying out the legal issues they must consider and the conclusions they must reach to find Trump guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
Normally, jury instructions may or may not be that influential in jury decision making, but this is a fairly unusual case.
The presumptive Republican presidential nominee is facing 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. Prosecutors contend he tried to conceal a repayment to his former fixer, Michael Cohen, for $130,000 in hush money paid to adult film star Stormy Daniels ahead of the 2016 presidential election. Trump has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing. Deliberations come on the heels of Tuesday's marathon closing arguments, which stretched into the evening. Legal experts say the jurors have a lot to digest.
I think it's clear these business records were falsified. The devil's going to be in the details. What does it mean to cause that falsification? What was Trump's level of knowledge and intent?
Tensions flared at one point during closing arguments when lead defense attorney Todd Blanche told the jurors you cannot send somebody to prison based upon the words of Michael Cohen. That enraged the judge, who clarified a prison sentence is not required in this case, even if Trump is convicted. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
In Arkansas, leaders are calling for the resignation of one mayor after broadcasting questionable behavior on social media. West Helena Mayor Christopher Franklin was recently seen on a heated video online using obscenities against his daughter and niece. Those actions leaving the mayor in troubled water as the city council demands for his immediate resignation. Even still, Mayor Franklin is hoping his community can put this behind.
I apologize for my words. My words may have offended everybody. But guess what? The Bible also teaches us to forgive. If God can throw in the sea of forgiveness, so can we. So what I say tonight is, let's unify this city.
Mayor Franklin calls the video a family issue and says he will not step down from office. Holding landlords accountable is the goal of city directors in Little Rock as they attempt to approve a new policy which could change the way residents are treated. The proposed ordinance requires landlords to provide quality living standards before tenants move in. That means facilities would need to have electricity, heating and air, and pest control. Failing to comply could put complex owners at risk for penalties, including having their property foreclosed.
So hopefully the landlords will get the idea, I don't want to deal with all that. Let me just make sure that the water is running in my apartment complex.
City directors will decide on this when they gather next week. And we're on the cusp of summer break, and with that comes a growing push to keep children fed during the summer months. Parents, listen up because the Pulaski County Special School District is launching its summer meal box program again. What it does is provide your kids with 5-day meal boxes as a way to fight child hunger and food insecurity. The program originally started during COVID and has been going ever since.
Last summer we had this whole strip was lined around the corner starting at 6 a.m. We open at 7 and we'll start dealing out the boxes. You can get 5 days worth of food for breakfast and for lunch, and then snacks.
The program starts next week on June 6th. Pickup will be at Mills High School or Cato Elementary every Thursday from 7 to 11 a.m. Any student, regardless what school district they attend, are able to get a box. However, they must be between the ages of 2 and 18. Be there early before supplies run out. A heads up for folks in North Little Rock. A warning is being sent out ahead of time for people living in the Camp Robinson area. Throughout the day, training exercises will be happening nearby, so expect some rounds of loud booms. Camp Robinson shared in a Facebook post that you should be prepared, and at this time, they have not announced a specific time for when the booms will be done. A pretty important tax deadline is nearing, and unless you want to pay a fine, you shouldn't miss it. You'll need to submit your personal property assessments no later than Friday. If you don't, you'll face a 10% penalty. If you need help, you should reach out to your county assessor office. The Gulfside Casino Partnership will spend today fighting to get their hands on the remaining casino license. That group is presenting its vision in Russellville and joins another entity known as Cherokee Nation in a years-long fight for the license in Pope County. That process started from square one after the state Supreme Court hit the reset button. Tonight, we have details on Gulfside's presentation on THV 11. Also happening today, there's a brand new spot for you to enjoy a bite to eat. The Buttered Biscuit opened its doors in Little Rock, welcoming the 5th location here in Arkansas. You can find them in the promenade for lunch or breakfast, and their menu even comes with gluten-free options to satisfy everyone. Welcoming a new member to the family is always an exciting time, just as exciting as choosing their identity. Just ahead, some of the top names people are choosing for their kids.
I'm sure Nathan is probably not on that list. Well, let's take a look at your temperatures and what you can expect to close out the month of May and head into early June. Overall, the temperatures not too bad. They'll actually be below average for the next few days and maybe get close to 90 next week. We got to talk about a good chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms somewhere in Arkansas over the next several days. Check out our View 11. We've got a hawk overlooking the city, probably trying to find its lunch. We'll have your forecast coming up.